Okay, I've tried to film this video like 3 times, so we're gonna see if we can get it done this time. Someone reached out to me on Instagram and asked me, hey, would you mind making a video talking about the physical changes that you've experienced on HRT beyond breast growth and hip growth? And I said, okay, challenge accepted. So if you're watching this video is for you. For everyone else, if you wanna reach out to me on Instagram, you can do that by following me right here. Also, this is my stuffed animal, Josh, in the back. You wanna say hi? This is Josh. And then this is Patches. So, a little bit of a boilerplate for context. Hi, my name is Jordan. I'm transgender, male to female, and I've been on HRT for almost 2 years. I started December 2nd, 2022. So my 2-year anniversary will be December 2nd, 2024 in a few weeks. I know we said we aren't going to talk about breast growth and hip growth, so I'll speed past it really quick. But for anybody else that might be watching this video, I've had some really good breast growth. I'll try to go back and find a video of what I looked like pre-transition and then a more recent video for you to compare them to. It's important to remember that how much your breast will grow is dependent upon genetics. So if you have a lot of breast growth, that's great. If you don't, that's okay. They make push-up bras, they make surgeries. There are all kinds of things that you can do to give yourself the desired look that you're trying to achieve. Okay, and then the second thing that you mentioned that everyone talks about is hip growth. Gentle reminder, your transition is yours and it will be distinct to you. So for example, I haven't had a lot of hip growth. I didn't start HRT until I was December 22, I was 23. So maybe my body was more set in stone. Whereas I didn't get a lot of hip growth. My thighs have spread. My legs are still small in my opinion. But compared to what they were, my thighs are definitely a lot fuller now, and I'm very grateful for that. I don't know. I didn't get a lot of hip growth, but that's okay because again, they make hip pads and fit and flare dresses. They make all kind of things to give you the look that you're trying to achieve. Not to get all sappy and like advice, but don't ever let anybody try to make you feel bad about the way that your body is developing in your transition. In your DM, you mentioned muscle loss. Muscle loss for me, I didn't even notice it was happening until it did. Over the past 2 years, I've just noticed not being able to do things or do things to the extent that I was able to do them pre-transition. For example, my partner and I, we love to horseplay. And I've noticed over the past 2 years, we'll be playing around and I can't when I push and the muscles kick in so you can do what you need to do, they're not there. Sometimes it makes me feel like a shell of my former self, if that makes sense. Because I used to be able to carry a case of water, no sweat. Would make jokes in college. I'm carrying a case of water, just doing things. And now, carrying a case of water, especially depending on how far I'm trying to carry it, is a task. And don't let me have to carry it up a flight of stairs or more. I'm winded. And that had its own mental effects of feeling like something was wrong or it was a lot for me. But yeah, if you're wondering, is there some sort of physical pain that you experience while the muscle goes away? I wasn't like, oh, my muscles, no. It was more so I used to could run with a case of water from the store to my car. I couldn't even imagine trying to run with a case of water from my store to my car. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. But on the same note of muscle mass, I want to just kind of drop in there stamina. I filmed a video the first 30 days of me taking HRT, and literally day 1 on testosterone blockers, I noticed a difference in my energy levels. I don't know whether to blame this on the hormones or what, but yesterday I felt really slow. I would say on a normal day, I'm generally go, 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 go. I gotta get this done, gotta get this done, gotta get this done, gotta get this done. But it's yesterday, I felt like I was moving almost in slow motion. I was and something else I noticed yesterday, again, I'm not blaming this on the hormones or not. I'ma just see if this is consistent, then we can say for sure. But yesterday, I was winded all day. I consider myself pretty athletic. And then yesterday, like, there was a situation, I was like running to my car, and then I was like, I was winded. And that little breath that I just did, like that little, like I did it a couple times yesterday. Like I was grocery shopping yesterday, and I was pushing the basket around. I was like, ooh. And I'm not saying, again, maybe I don't know. I'm not just saying that, oh, I'm taking this medicine and now I'm all slow and tired. I'm not saying that. I'm just documenting what I experienced yesterday, and then hopefully we can look further along and look back and see, okay, what were the effects? I was like, okay, now hold on. I've never been winded trying to put groceries away, and that had never happened to me before. So I would recommend, if you are on HRT or if you're going to get onto HRT, get a gym membership and do your best to try to keep, if you want to, do your best to try to keep your muscle mass and keep your stamina, because it, at least in my experience, it did leave me, and it left me rather quickly. Something else that I want to mention, since we're just talking about physicality, is random pains. I get random pains on this medication, and that may sound scary. Let me explain. Let me explain. When I first started HRT, I got a pain in one of my feet. Also, something else that was really weird that happened to me yesterday, I don't know, again, not blaming this on hormones, but I had a sharp pain in the heel of my right foot yesterday. I'm talking about, it felt like somebody stabbed me in my shit. I was like, ooh wee, and it hasn't went away. Like, the initial pain yesterday was like last night, it was like, and then today, like, I'm trying not to put too much pressure on it to see, like, if it's like something's wrong with it, but like, yeah, I got like a pain in the heel of my foot. I don't know what that is. And it hurt to even put pressure on it of any kind. So I remember for like the first 5 or so days of me being on HRT, I would walk around on my tiptoes because I didn't want to put the pressure on my foot because it hurt so bad. The pressure did go away, and funny enough, close to me hitting 1 year, I moved, and when I moved, I changed healthcare providers. There was this whole thing, and so I went like maybe 2 weeks without my hormones. When I started them up again, I got a pain in my foot. And so I assumed that's my body adjusting maybe a week or so ago. So a week from this upload date, I was driving, and my left breast, I had just a sharp pain, and it wouldn't go away. I literally massaged it, and after maybe 5 or so minutes, it went away. So just random body pains I've noticed that I had never experienced before. I'm like, is it the hormones? Am I getting old? Who knows? My skin has changed considerably in multiple different ways. Number one, my skin is not as sensitive as it used to be. I talked about this in my 6-month HRT video. Pre-transition, my skin was super sensitive. The smallest thing would break me out. HRT has completely changed the way that my skin behaves and interacts to things. I don't consider myself to have sensitive skin anymore. I believe that may be because the testosterone blocker stops the production of oil, or it suppresses some of that oil production, which may cause blockages in your pores, which may cause pimples. On the other side of that, though, my skin is a lot thinner. I had to change the way that I shower. And what I mean by that is, when I used to shower, I would scrub, get like elbow grease. Now if I do that, I will, like, my skin will be really red, and sometimes I'll bruise. So I have to be a lot more gentle in the way that I handle myself. I will also say, though, I run cold a lot more often now. Pre-transition, I used to love the cold. I love blasting the AC, snow, all of that stuff. Now, I do not like being cold. I keep a blanket in my car. I carry a jacket with me. I don't, and it's so funny because my friends are like, you used to love the cold. And I'm like, now, no thanks. I do not like the cold at all. My face has changed. My features are a lot softer, but I think that has to do with fat redistribution. My face is a lot rounder. I'll put a clip in here of me pre-transition so you can kind of get an idea of what I looked like. And so my facial features have not changed. It's just more so that I'm carrying more fat in my face now, which softens the edges, if that makes sense. I noticed changes in my face rather quickly. Again, plain as day, I started HRT December 2022. By February of 2023, I noticed that I started to look different. I remember I was in my car and I took a selfie, and I remember looking back at the selfie like, who is this? Is that me? That does not look like me. Between 4 and 6 months, I developed eczema, and it was really bad. It came out of nowhere, and it was really bad. Well, okay, I won't say really bad because I'm sure there are people that had it way worse than what I'm talking about. But in comparison to someone that had never experienced eczema before, or at least to my knowledge, it felt really bad. I had eczema, like breakouts, like eczema patches. I'm not really sure what you call them, but around my hairline, on my arm, on my torso, on my butt, I had like these just dry patches of skin. I went to the doctor, and the doctor prescribed me this special lotion, and I used it for a week or two, and then it went away, and it has not come back. Now, that may not be everybody's experience. I did talk to my mom, and she told me I had eczema as a baby, but so just keep an eye out. If you had eczema when you were younger, it may come back. Mine may have just come back for fun. I'm not sure, but it happened, so there you go. Fat redistribution happened, but I think I gave too much credit to fat distribution. If you want to know what you're going to look like on HRT, look at the women that you're closely related to. Look at your mom, and that'll give you an idea of what you might look like. I have a younger sister, and everyone that knows my younger sister will look at me and say, you and your sister look just alike. The women in my family have nice breast growth, but the women in my family aren't very curvy. So I went into this thinking, oh, BBL in a bottle, that's exactly what these pills are, and it's not the case. I look just like my mom. From the way that my body is shaped to I look like my mom. And that's okay. Just be kind to yourself as you take this medicine. My nipples got bigger. I can't show you a picture of my nipples, but they're so, think like, to like, well, maybe it's like the areola, I think is what it's called or something. They were not very, think quarter, like a quarter to like, I can't show you. They're different now. I think those are all the physical changes. If I think of anything else, I'll make another video, or I'll DM you, or I will do something to get the information to you. But other than that, thank you for reaching out to me. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who watches these videos. It means a lot to me. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I'll put it right here. And that's it. I'll catch you guys in my next one. Peace and love, you guys.